Avengers Infinity Wars Part 1 is almost here, and of course Iron Man is in that movie. In this movie we get to enjoy an all-new suit of his, the Hulkbuster Ultron Edition. And yes, LEGO made a big set out of it. So there you have it, the Hulkbuster Ultron Edition, and boy what a set it is. From top to bottom and front to back, this build is packed with amazing details. Also, it's huge! LEGO actually packed a minifig of Iron Man in there, as they usually do with these sets, and that gives you an idea of how big this thing actually is. And now imagine yourself being a minifig, walking around town and seeing, well, that. I wonder how if it's really this big in the movie as well. Well, I guess we have to wait and see for that. So the build itself is okay. There aren't many surprising building techniques in this setting. You have to repeat some stuff. That does make sense because of course you need to build 2 legs and 2 arms and stuff like that. So the arms do have some differences, like the hands, but most of the time it's about the same. That can make it a little bit boring after a little while. However, the build is straightforward, so it's easy to put together. You don't really have to think about every little step, and that's basically a good thing. A negative bit about this set is that there are no printed bricks except for the head, and all the details are made with stickers, and I absolutely hate stickers. There are not that many though, so that makes it a little bit easier, but all the stickers that are in this set are in basically prominent places. Now onto the details. I love that you can see some of the mechanics through the armor on the Hulkbuster. I mean, this is a very small detail, but it shows you that this suit is not as refined and smooth as a regular Iron Man suit. And that's something I love. It's a bit more rough than the usual minifigs or sets. Also, the back is completely finished, so it's really smooth, well, apart from the mechanics you can see. It's not just the front you want to look at, but it's also the back, and it's a shame you can't see it from all sides at the same time because the back really does show some interesting parts. Also, I like that LEGO included some glow-in-the-dark tiles, and that really gives it something extra when it's dark out. There's also a light up brick included, and that will give you the famous glow in the middle of the suit of the arc reactor. You can activate this light by pressing a plate on the back. However, this light is orange, and Iron Man has a blue light in the center of his suit because the arc reactor shows blue light. And orange is not okay. There is a trans light blue brick in front of it, in front of the light, but it's still orange and you can really see that, and I think that's really a shame. Something that LEGO really did think about is the feet of the build. There are some rubber tires underneath them, so the build doesn't slide off, and it really gives them some extra stability. The build itself is also rather sturdy, and LEGO accomplished this by putting layer over layer over layer. So nothing really can fall off when you only touch it or even just look at it, which is the case with some other sets. So that's a really nice job. What I really like is that this set can move around a bit. You can move its upper body by turning it, you can tilt it forwards and backwards a bit, and you can spread the legs. Also, you are able to move both arms up and down, and you can bring them out. And this way you can position the Hulkbuster just how you like it. You can even move the 3 fingers and thumb on each hand if you want to. Unfortunately, you can't move the knees, which is really a letdown for me, and it really would have been nice if that was an option, because right now you can't really make him look like he's in a walking position or something like that, so that sucks a bit. You can turn the feet though, so you can play around with those a little bit. Another interesting detail is that you can put Iron Man in the Hulkbuster suit. If you lift up the head, you can see that there's a space to put a minifig. And like I said, you get an Iron Man minifig, so Tony Stark can actually pilot this thing, and I think that's a really nice touch. Now onto the platform that the Hulkbuster is standing on, because that's also fairly interesting. There are 2 robot arms on it, which you can position on in 8 different slots. So you can play around with those as well. Also, the robot arms actually hold a hand for the Hulkbuster, and you can switch that one out for one of the 2 that he's having now. So you can play around with that a little bit if you'd like to do that. Also, there's a desk with 2 attached computer screen elements and a space to put the hot rod car if you get with this set. And there is a buildable Veronica satellite. Also, there's a fire extinguisher, which should come in handy knowing Tony Stark, since he, well, we've seen that in the first movie. He tends to put a lot of things on fire, so fire extinguisher, good idea. And with sets like these, you always also get an information plate, and that is included all the way on the front of the platform. And here you can choose to keep it flat, like the other tiles, but you can also flip it up and show off all the info about the set. So that's basically just what you want. Now last but not least, let's take a closer look at the minifig you get with this set. This is actually a Mark 43, which we know from Avengers Age of Ultron. And LEGO used some new prints on the minifig with some more details on the torso. So it's not the same minifig you get in previous sets. However, they did use a clear head underneath the helmet, so it's just a suit and not Iron Man or Tony Stark himself. So maybe Tony Stark controls it remotely. We have seen him do that before in the movies, so could be, but it is basically just a suit. The minifig also has a stand with a sticker on it, and that tells you basically that this is Mark 43. Now, all in all, I think the Hulkbuster Ultron Edition is a very nice set. It just looks amazing from every angle, and even the platform is just well thought out, and I love that. I love all the details, and there are almost no negative things to say about it, except for the color of the light. That's a really big thing for me. And the fact that you can't move the knees. One last negative thing I do have to mention is the overall shape, because in the trailer and the screenshot you see the Hulkbuster and it's looking way bulkier than this set is. So it's not an exact replica, which is a shame, but on its own, I really like this set. It's really good. So that was it from me today. Let me know in the comments what you think of this set, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't want to miss any future videos, hit subscribe, and I'll be back on Tuesday, so I'll see you guys then.